was a statement-long touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 30, 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Miles Sanders with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious from both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. The Raiders last year, they were 25th in the league in rushing, and a good reason why they used one of their 3 first-round picks on Jacobs for runs like we just saw. Jacobs was the first running back taken in this year's draft, 24th overall. That was actually the pick that was originally acquired from the Chicago Bears in that Khalil Mack trade. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs, and he's taken down inside the 30. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
X3, 218, chop.
Carr now on 1st down. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr as his guys have now moved out in front. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Middle.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Mike, 180. 36. Monday.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction.
Hey, alert, alert.
Third and long here for Rosen. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 46. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rosen. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
That's good for 28 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
The throw complete here to Williams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Dave? Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Rosen. Going deep here for Bryant. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Martavis Bryant as the first half is winding down. As his guys are back within a single score. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Let's go, let's go. You're mine. Number 53, Mike 53. Come on.
Now a play fake. Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. To throw, it's Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Carr. It's caught by Jennings. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys to try and wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
Another run here with Sanders. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
80. Hey, Delta.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on the...
From the 16, Rosen. Bryant has it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. On first down, Sanders. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Whip. Watch the whip. General West.
On second down and 4, Rosen. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. On first down, it's Rosen. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 25 yards that time. Rosen now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Rosen to throw again. He goes right back the way of Hilton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. Rosen in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Here's Sanders. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hey, echo. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We saw everything we needed to see right there. Timing, anticipation, and accuracy. And when Josh Rosen throws a slant, if you're the receiver, get your hands up. Otherwise, the ball's going to stick right between your numbers in your chest.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Quick throw here to Hilton. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. They'll try to run with Sanders. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Brings up 4th and goal.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. To throw is Rosen. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good, and an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close.
And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Gary Jennings. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Looking deep for Hilton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On second down, it's Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be fourth down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Now
this one complete downfield on the left side, and they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 43. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Gary Jennings, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Rosen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game not quite over yet. We'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once again, it's Jacobs. And bulldozing his way through. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Check. Raider 2.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Looking deep for Jennings. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Raiders. And even 50 yards. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Here's Jacobs. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. One more time with Jacobs. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And now it's Rosen looking. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Demarius Randall. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
His guys take over 1st and 10.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. They go play action here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Jennings was the one he was looking for, and now it's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
They're running it. Check this right. Sammy. Switch. Later one. Hey, orbit.
Carr going to throw here. Dancing to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he's going to go down as time has now run out on this game.